Ayo Soya. Major General K.E. Chigbo, Deputy Chief of Operations, Nigerian Army Headquarters, is also here with us. We welcome you, General. Andre Awasman, First Secretary, Namibian High Commission in Nigeria, you're also welcome. Let me also welcome Her Excellency Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, one of the most cerebral First Ladies in Nigeria, First Lady of Kwara State, and Chairperson, Nigeria Governors Forum Spouses Forum. You're welcome, Your Excellency. The Chairman, Special Committee on Campaign Against Social Vices in Secondary and Tertiary Institutions, Professor Ambassador Jerry Sonny Ugokwe is also here with us. Professor, we welcome you. Archbishop Peter Ogumuyiwa, you're welcome, sir. Representing the Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, the Deputy Corps General, Ibrahim Ningi, is here. You're welcome. Assistant Commandant General, David Idowu Ojelabi, PhD, MNI, you're welcome. And the Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Madam Shehu Mohammed MNI, is represented here by the Deputy Corps Marshal Abiodun Akinlade, Deputy Corps Marshal in charge of training at the headquarters. You're welcome. Let me specially welcome an eminent Nigerian, the First Lady of Kwara State and Chairperson of the Nigeria Governors Spouse Forum, Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak. Your Excellency, we celebrate you. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let me welcome the Emir of Gariki, His Royal Highness Usman N. Kup. The Deputy Controller General, retired, Josephine Ruth Obi, is here. You're welcome. Abdullah Sani, CRIP Africa Initiative, you're welcome. His Royal Highness Joseph Damfulani Narai, Chief of Karu, is here with us. We welcome you. And all the way from the Brazilian Embassy in Nigeria, let me welcome Adriana Correa and Marcio Roberto. Ms. Abedia Mari is here with us. Engineer Bello M. Nasir, Director, Civil Infrastructure Department, Bureau of Public Procurement, is here with us. Let me welcome you. And from the Ghana High Commission, let me welcome Dr. Gladys Fedi Akia, Honorable Dave Salako, Nigerian Laboratories, Major General W. M. Dangana, Commander Army Headquarters Garrison, representing the Chief of Army Staff. Thank you very much. I'd like to respectfully welcome His Excellency Makaman Katsina. You're welcome. Also here, it's Gabriel Ondaliko, UNAIDS Acting Country Director, that is here with us. Chinedu Mbono, representing the Chief of Mission, UNIOM, is also here. You're welcome. I'd like to especially welcome Dr. Adeboale Adedoku, DG Bureau of Public Procurement, Ms. Daphne Morrison, U.S. Consulate, Qatar Ambassador Taki Asulahi, and our guest speaker here today, all the way from the University of Ibadan, Professor Oluwatoyin Odeku, is here with us. We welcome you. Garbra Tukru Idris Aminai, Bakori District Palace, you're welcome, sir, Your Royal Majesty. And let me especially welcome Mothers Initiative for Peace, taking care of the children. Ian Conliffe, Regional Manager, Home Office International Operations, you're welcome. And Titus Stamper, BK Police Liaison Office, the German Embassy, is also here with us. His Excellency, the former governor of Adamawa State, Barrister Bala James Ngilari, is here with us. Your Excellency, we celebrate you, we welcome you. The Director of Health Planning, Research and Statistics, Federal Ministry of Health, Dr. John Ovuaraye, is here with us. You're welcome. Air Vice Marshal P.B. Phillips, representing the Chief of Defense Staff, you're welcome. Rear Admiral M.Y. Dahiru, representing the Chief of the Naval Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, you're welcome. Air Marshal I.S. Uke, representing Chief of Air Staff, you're welcome. The Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Drugs, Distinguished Senator Suleiman Umar, Sadiq Suleiman Umar, is representing His Excellency, the President of the Senate, Distinguished Senator Goswill Obotakpabio. Yes, GCON.
Life in Abuja comes with its rhythm. We amplify it, we celebrate it, we broadcast it all day long. Clean Beat 91.5 FM. The news that matters, the music that lifts you, and the voices that speak your language. This is more than radio. This is Clean Beat 91.5 FM, Abuja. The news that matters, the music that lifts you, and the voices that speak your language. This is more than radio. This is Clean Beat 91.5 FM, Abuja.
United Nations, drug day, and the LEA and Nigerians, together we stand. ASN Fachano, Talabas de Command, Brigadier General Mohammed Borba Marwa, and the LEA Chairman, Chief Executive Officer. Look around, see the pain on the street. Young dreams falling, hope facing defeat.
We are really happy that our royal fathers are here in their numbers. The Ohi of Adavi in Kogi State is here with us. His Royal Highness Alhaji Muhammad Bello. Your Royal Highness, we welcome you. And I welcome all of you that are here. In a few minutes, as soon as our special guest and representative of the President arrives, we'll kick off with this event. Okay, please shall we all rise to welcome the representative of His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as they step into the hall. The national anthem, please. Thank you very much. Let's be seated, please. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Ashiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, represented here at this event by the Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation. Let me welcome here Prince Lateef Olasukomi Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Let me welcome the President of the Senate, His Excellency Senator Godswill Obotakpabio, represented here by the Vice Chairman of the Committee on Drugs, distinguished Senator Sadiq Suleiman Omar. Let me use that to welcome every other member of the National Assembly that are here. I'd like to especially welcome the Chairman and Chief Executive of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, CON OFR. Let me welcome representatives of UNODC in Nigeria, representative of the European Union delegation in Nigeria. I'd like to especially welcome the chairman of the Governors Spouses Forum, Ambassador Professor Mrs. Olufolake Abdurazak. Your Excellency, I welcome you. Let me also especially welcome the Executive Director of MTN Foundation, representing the Chairman of MTN Foundation, Mrs. Odunayo Soya, that is here with us. Service chiefs, you're welcome. Members of the diplomatic corps that are here, ambassadors that are here, development partners, our royal fathers. Let me welcome our guest speaker, Professor Oluwatoyin Odeku. I'd like to welcome every other special guest that are here, but let me especially welcome respected teachers that are here, parents, students, especially the secondary school students that are here, officers of the NDLEA, and all of the young people that are here. You're all welcome. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today we are not just marking a date, we are confronting one of the greatest battles of our generation. Look around this hall. Every single one of us has either known someone, lost someone, or seen dreams shattered by drug abuse. Families torn apart, communities weakened, bright futures buried before they could shine. So on this day, 26th of June, we join our voices with the world to commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, World Drug Day. The 2026 theme is both a warning and a battle cry. World drug problem, persistent issues, new challenges, innovative responses. These words are not empty. They echo in broken homes across Nigeria. They speak for young people trapped in addiction. They challenge every one of us, from the classroom to the corridors, from Onitsha to the entire nation, to move from silence to action. So I'd like to welcome all of you. But let me particularly thank the NDLEA officers. In our dear country, the war is real. It is fought daily in our schools, markets, motor parks, and border communities. And these officers, while many of us sleep, are in all of these battlegrounds ensuring our lives are safe. Can we put our hands together for all of these amazing officers? Let's appreciate them. Let's appreciate them. Thank you very much to all of them, everywhere they are operating for Nigeria. So this is how we'll start. We'll have a short documentary that will signpost the essence of this year's celebration, and then we'll kick off. Can we have the documentary, please?
The Alternative Development Project, which is a significant step towards sustainable livelihoods, began earlier this year with a visit to the governor of Ondo State, His Excellency Dr. Loki Ayedatiwa, the Deji of Akure, as well as Christians and Muslim religious leaders. This was followed by engagement with pilot communities, where the chairman and chief executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, assured residents that the agency, with the support of the federal government and development partners, would provide seeds, fertilizers, and financial support to turn the Alternative Development Project into reality. In a symbolic ceremony, General Marwa flagged off the project, which represents the community's transition from illicit drug cultivation to sustainable and lawful livelihoods. Months later, the promises made were fulfilled through the presentation of checks, fertilizers, and other farm inputs to beneficiaries. Today, the impact is reflected in the testimonies of community members whose lives have been transformed through increased agricultural productivity, economic empowerment, and renewed hope for a brighter future.
When you see any drug vehicle, people will run into bush. 3 or 4 days they will not come out of the bush. But today you can see all of them coming together, educating themselves what to do, the disadvantage in that job. They are saying it now everywhere, even to the youngest. They know it is a problem, but somebody that will deliver us has come. We are going to key into that program successfully without any age.
This program is going to help us a lot, because like before now, we don't have enough money of doing all this work, all this farm work. But with this, we promise that it's going to help us a lot, and we are very grateful. We are very happy.
From the root of the program, I thought it's just a joke. I thought it's no, but as of today, I believe. So we bring development, good development to our people here. And then we have already told our people to stop planting in their hand. So far, we still the fertilizer, the chemical, the sprayer, and all those things.
the level of negative creativity is alarming. Hiding drugs in tin tomato, in lipstick, in food flask. Your Excellencies, I appreciate the officers more. They're on the front lines. They are standing strong. They are vigilant. While many of us sleep, these brave officers work tirelessly, arresting traffickers, seizing dangerous substances, and dismantling cartels, and saving thousands of lives of young people. One more time, let's put our hands together for these amazing officers. I'd like to quickly welcome the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Finance, representing the Honorable Minister of Finance, Mr. Mohammed Danjuma Sanusi, FCNA. I welcome you. So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to welcome all of us is a soldier's soldier. He exhibits the sterling qualities of military people, and they're all here as service chiefs. The qualities of resilience, mental toughness, teamwork, cohesion, integrity, courage, discipline, and loyalty. He's one of the finest officers of this nation. He's the chairman and CEO of NDLEA. Please welcome here Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, CON OFR.
The special guest of honor, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, ably represented here by the respected, erudite legal luminary, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, His Excellency Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, President of the Senate, His Excellency Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, ably represented by Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar, Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Drugs, and Senator representing Kwara North. The Honorable Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajia Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, FSI. Her Excellency Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, the First Lady of Kwara State and Chairperson Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum. The Honorable Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, ably represented by the Director of Food and Drug Services, Mrs. Olufowabi Yusuf Adeola, MNI. Members of the Diplomatic Corps, WHO Country Rep, Dr. Pavel Ursu, the UNODC Country Rep, Sheikh Toure, ably represented by Dr. Akinlowo Ibanga, the PAMSEC, Minister of Finance, ably representing the Honorable Minister of Finance, our international partners and counterparts, Director INL, US DEA, the German Criminal Police Attaché, United Kingdom National Crime Agency, Home Office International Operations, Border Force, the Chairman, MTN Foundation, Dr. Mrs. Moshun Bellos Olushoga, ably represented by the Executive Director, MTN Foundation, Mrs. Odunayo Sanyo, the DG NAPTIP, Hajia Bintalami Bello, the DG BPP, Dr. Adeboale Adedokun, representative of the Chief of Defense Staff, representative of Army, Navy, Air Force chiefs, other heads of security agencies here represented, our guest lecturer, the esteemed Professor Oluwatoyin Odeku, FAS, IMC members, SPC members, our royal fathers, all invited guests, family, management, officers, men and women of the NDLEA, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the grand finale of the 2026 commemoration of the International Day Against Substance Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. Today, Nigeria stands in lockstep with the global community, reaffirming our unyielding resolve against one of the most persistent threats to public health, national security, social stability, and human development. This year's theme, the World Drug Problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses, is both a sobering reality check and a compelling call to action. It reminds us that while the menace of illicit drugs continues to mutate, our commitment to confronting it must evolve even faster. Across the globe, we are witnessing a terrifying shift. We are no longer just fighting traditional narcotics. We are battling the rapid proliferation of synthetic drugs, the emergence of highly potent psychoactive substances, the weaponization of prescription medications, and the dark exploitation of cyberspace. Drug cartels have traded street corners for encrypted digital platforms, social media channels, cryptocurrency ecosystems, and the dark web. The internet, once celebrated as a tool for connection and innovation, is increasingly being manipulated as a digital pipeline for addiction, exploitation, and transnational crime. Equally alarming is the increasing vulnerability of our youth. Today, many of our children are exposed to drugs at earlier ages than ever before. Peer pressure, misinformation on social media, unemployment, emotional distress, broken social support systems, and the toxic glamorization of substance abuse in popular culture continue to fuel experimentation and dependency. Yet, in the face of these sophisticated threats, the NDLEA has not blinked. We remain resolute. Over the past year, the agency has recorded monumental operational successes through intelligence-driven enforcement, dismantling seemingly untouchable syndicates and executing unprecedented seizures across our airports, seaports, land borders, and deep in the forests in communities. To those who think they can operate with impunity, our recent spectacular operational breakthroughs send an unmistakable message. There is no safe haven here. In a masterclass of transnational intelligence sharing, the NDLEA, in seamless collaboration with the United States Drug Enforcement Administration and law enforcement authorities from Greece, France, and Switzerland, we successfully dismantled the notorious Amadi-Simon drug cartel. The multi-country investigation into the drug money laundering operations culminated in the well-coordinated simultaneous arrest of the billionaire drug baron, Amadi Simon, in Switzerland, and his co-conspirators, 34-year-old Jacinta Amara Ikechi in Anambra State, and 28, listen to that, 28-year-old Blessing Ngozi Amadi in Abo, Delta State, on Tuesday, 28th April 2026. This followed months of intelligence and investigations across multiple jurisdictions, linking Amadi to the laundering of hundreds of billions of naira in proceeds of drug and financial crimes. In fact, at the point of his arrest, not only were thousands of dollars in cash found in his car, over $60 million was traced to his account. This international dragnet proves that our operational reach respects no borders. With the same zeal and vigor, we effectively neutralized a highly sophisticated cross-continental methamphetamine cartel. This operation led to the historic arrest of a 63-year-old Nigerian drug baron, Innocent Anochili, alongside 3 Mexican nationals and 6 other Nigerian accomplices, completely disrupting a major synthetic drug pipeline. This network did not just traffic drugs. They were actively manufacturing industrial-scale quantities of highly lethal illicit substances right on our soil, threatening the national security and public health of Nigeria. After months of painstaking, credible intelligence, our operatives on Saturday, 16th May 2026, launched well-coordinated simultaneous strikes in both Ogun and Lagos states. The primary target was a remote farm located at Abidagba Forest in Ijebu East local government area of Ogun State. This farm was being used as a massive, highly dangerous clandestine methamphetamine laboratory by the Anochili Innocent Drug Trafficking Organization, DTO. Simultaneously, another tactical team closed in on the mastermind's well-guarded luxury fortress at number 8 Tafa Balewa Street, Gulf Estate, Lakowe, Lekki area of Lagos State, the residence of the drug baron Anochili Innocent. Our specialized chemical and forensic team was equally swiftly deployed to the clandestine laboratory to test, weigh, and secure the chemical components. The sheer volume of dangerous precursor chemicals, industrial solvents, and finished products recovered is staggering. The operation yielded a massive 2,419 kilograms, that is over 2.4 tons, of chemical materials, including highly toxic, volatile, and crystallized methamphetamine worth $362,922,000 United States dollars in the international market. This translates to over 480 billion naira. That is humongous. And closely coming on the heels of this was the discovery of yet another industrial-scale clandestine meth laboratory just last week, deep in the forests of Ibarapa, local government in Oyo State. In that operation, we arrested 1 Mexican and 4 Nigerian collaborators. Our achievements are not anecdotal. They are backed by an aggressive, relentless 5-year campaign that has fundamentally broken the spine of drug trafficking in this country, with the arrest of no fewer than 234 drug barons coordinating the operations of major drug networks we have dismantled during the period. A glimpse of the total summary of arrests, seizures, prosecution, and our drug demand reduction efforts between 2025 and 2026 alone reveals that a total of 29,262 arrests were made, leading to the seizure of 5,305,484 kilograms of assorted illicit drugs, valued at over 1.5 trillion naira, and the conviction of 5,225 offenders in 18 months. These numbers represent more than just data. They represent millions of lives saved, billions of naira in criminal wealth confiscated, and a future reclaimed for our youths. Recognizing that enforcement alone cannot solve this crisis, the NDLEA has aggressively expanded its drug demand reduction initiatives. Through our war against drug abuse, WADA, we have conducted 6,645 drug use prevention-focused sensitization and awareness creation programs in schools, worship centers, workplaces, markets, motor parks, communities, and correctional facilities, among others, equipping nearly 5 million Nigerians with the life skills to resist drug abuse. Equally significant is the counseling, treatment, and rehabilitation of 13,508 drug users across our 31 rehabilitation centers spread all over the country within the same 18-month period. This is in addition to our media-based sensitization engagements, such as NDLEA Open Forum on X-Space, Narco Tales, weekly reviews, Narco Tunes, and Rorik, to reach millions of households with the anti-substance abuse messaging. And recently, the agency expanded its advocacy landscape by setting up an FM radio station, Clean Beat 91.5 FM.
Life in Abuja comes with its rhythm. We amplify it, we celebrate it, we broadcast it all day long. Clean Beat 91.5 FM.
I am Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired. Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement. Talent is greater than drugs. Protect your future. Stay drug-free. Keep flexing with Clean Beat 91.5 FM, Abuja.
The music that lifts you and the voices that speak your language.
All right, thank you.
This is
That's Clean Beat FM. We broadcast from Abuja, but we have a global reach. We can be listened to online at cleanbeat915fm.com or via the agency's website, www.ndlea.gov.ng, and on radio apps such as Radio Garden. In line with this year's focus on innovative responses, we are strengthening our use of technology, deep web intelligence gathering, and advanced data analytics to identify emerging drug trends before they hit the streets. Furthermore, we are radically upgrading our forensic and chemical analysis capabilities to improve the detection of precursor chemicals and new exotic psychoactive substances. Also important is our first in Africa alternative development program. This significant game-changing strategy is an initiative fully aligned with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Alternative development is about giving illicit cannabis growers an alternative source of legitimate income through the growing of licit crops like cassava, maize, cowpeas, cocoa, etc., thereby achieving sustainable livelihoods and economic empowerment. The Alternative Development Pilot Project was successfully launched in January this year in 3 communities in Ondo State, that is Iloabo and Eleyewo, both in Akure North local government area, as well as Ifon. This pilot project was flagged off with the invaluable support of several global institutions and partners, including the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, the Global Partnership on Drug Policies and Development based in Berlin, Germany, and Mei Fah Long Foundation under royal patronage, Bangkok, Thailand. Indeed, other friendly countries and development partners participated in the flag off virtually. We had participants from Ghana, South Africa, Germany, Thailand, Peru, Colombia, Brazil, Mexico, Netherlands, Myanmar, Bhutan, Laos, Afghanistan, Iran, and Guatemala. Also significant was the presence and support of Ondo State Governor, His Excellency Dr. Lucky Aiyedatiwa, and the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, who was ably represented at the occasion by the Regional Director, Southwest, Mrs. Alao Temitayo. The impact of this on the pilot communities has been tremendous, and I'm glad that this was reflected in the short documentary that was shown a few minutes ago. Now, government action alone cannot completely cure the ailment of substance abuse. Success requires a total whole of society approach. Families must provide guidance and serve as the first line of defense. Schools must continue to promote positive values and life skills. Religious and traditional institutions must use their moral authority to anchor our social fabric, while civil society, the private sector, and the media must remain vibrant partners in advocacy and education. As we commemorate World Drug Day 2026, I urge every Nigerian to renew their commitment to this fight. We are fighting for the soul of the nation. Let us strengthen our collaboration, embrace technological innovation, and invest heavily in prevention, treatment, and social reintegration. On behalf of the officers, men, and women of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, I express our profound and sincere appreciation to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for his support and encouragement to the agency. The President has demonstrated immense political will towards the fight against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. We also appreciate our supervising minister, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, who always gives us a listening ear and is ever ready to support us and grant us priority attention at speed. We are grateful, Your Excellency. We appreciate our international partners and our opposites, ranging from the Canadian Mounted Police, the USINL, USDEA, the UK National Crime Agency, Border Force, Home Office International Operations, the German Criminal Police, and the French Police. We thank the civil society organizations, the traditional institutions, and community leaders and media that have been with us, and as well appreciate our local stakeholders in the MDAs, the IMC members, the SPC members. We are very, very grateful for the constant support. But most importantly, I salute the raw courage, dedication, professionalism, and sacrifices of the personnel of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. You are the thin green line standing between safety and chaos, working tirelessly day and night to protect the nation. Well done, and the nation is proud of you. I am supremely confident that through sustained cooperation, cutting-edge innovation, and shared responsibility, we can overcome current challenges, neutralize emerging threats, and build a safer, healthier, and more prosperous Nigeria for generations to come. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to the grand finale of the 2026 World Drug Day. Thank you, and God bless.
Delivered with class. Let's put our hands together for him, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir. A general indeed. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Today, we are not merely gathered to mark a date in the calendar. We are here to confront one of the most pressing threats facing our generation, and his speech has eloquently stated that. We'll quickly take a few goodwill messages. It shouldn't be more than 3 minutes apiece. And the first person we'll be inviting here is the representative of NACA. NACA? Okay. Is representative on the way? Okay, that's him. Okay, please. You're welcome. Please appreciate him. I appreciate him. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, his name is Ade Yusuf. Okay, over to you.
His Excellency, the President, ably represented by the Honorable Minister for Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, all other protocol duly followed. I'm standing in to represent the Director General National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Timitope Ilori, and I'm delivering a good message at this occasion. On this important occasion of 2026, International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the National Agency for the Control of AIDS stand in strong solidarity with the global community. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, we join the collective call to prioritize strategic prevention, cross-sector education, and comprehensive rehabilitation program. The interaction between substance abuse and the spread of HIV remains a critical public health challenge that demands the immediate attention. Intravenous drug use, compromised decision-making, and the general vulnerability associated with drug dependency significantly simplify the risk of HIV transmission. At NACA, through our freshly launched National Strategic Plan, NSP of 2026 and 2030, we are actively expanding community-level intervention. We recognize that to achieve an AIDS-free generation by 2030, we must proactively dismantle the barrier created by drug abuse and intense stigma and isolate those who need care. True victory over these dual challenges cannot be achieved by the government alone. It requires deep compassion, intense community support, and data-driven policies to guide our most vulnerable citizens away from harm and into recovery. Let us work together to build a healthier, highly resilient, and drug-free Nigeria where the rights and health of every individual are protected. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. Let me first and foremost apologize to Her Excellency, the wife of the Chairman and CEO, for the oversight. I want to specially welcome here the wife of the chairman and CEO of NDLEA, Her Excellency Munurat Buba Marwa, that is here with us. We appreciate you, Your Excellency. And for his children that are here, all of them accomplished. Dr. Zainab Marwa is here with us, and Barrister Abu Marwa. I welcome all of you. Thank you very much. There are members of the House of Representatives that are also here now. House Committee on Narcotics and Drugs. Honorable Lanre Okwonla is here. Honorable Lanre Okwonla is actually representing the chairman. Honorable Yakubu Adamu Dam Malik and Honorable Gordon Ode. I welcome all of you. So, Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, after NACA, let me invite the Mandate Secretary for Health and Environment Services, FCT, for her goodwill message, Dr. Dolakbo Fashawe.
Your Excellency, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ably represented by the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, the Chairman, NDLEA, Your Excellency, the First Lady, Professor Abdul Razak, and Your Excellency, the wife of the Chairman, and all top government representatives and executive officers here present. My goodwill message is focused on the theme of this year's International Drug Awareness and Abuse Day. As we have seen in the documentaries, Nigerians are ingenious in finding different ways to bring in these substances into the country. But I must commend the NDLEA because they have shown they are more ingenious in tackling these problems. I've been looking at the screen. I see a lot of students. I see a lot of traditional leaders. I see diplomats. I see men in uniform. I am here. Other agencies are here. The multi-sectoral approach, even telecommunications and having a radio station, are all things that one would not see as the usual war against drug abuse. And in using all these arms and collaborating with internationals, United Nations, telcos, MTN, the message would go far. And most importantly, talking to potential consumers, the students, the young ones, nipping the demand for these illicit substances would definitely reduce the urge to make it a business. If there's no consumption, if nobody is looking for these drugs, then the work of the NDLEA will be reduced. And I want to talk to the young ones here today. Prevention is the best way to not get into this. From the first drop, the first taste, the first trial, the first injection, it's a lifelong battle against drug addiction. As we commemorate this year's theme, I want to encourage all stakeholders, especially top government functionaries, to realize that this menace is within us. People can be well-dressed, people can hold top positions, even drivers, all of us are at a risk of falling into this menace unknowingly. Let us be vigilant, let us know the signs of drug abuse, let us know the precursors of drug abuse and start to notice and nip it in the bud. Once again, I congratulate the NDLEA and indeed the federal government of Nigeria on this important occasion, and I wish the agency continued success in the discharge of its noble mandate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fashawe. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. I'd like to quickly welcome the chairman of IRS, a prominent Nigerian that lends his voice, resources, and personality to every good cause in Nigeria. Alhaji Karami Ishaku Rabiu, I welcome you. Thank you very much. I welcome you. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all the voices we've been listening to this morning, they are all a reflection of reality. They remind us that some problems refuse to disappear. They warn us that new dangers are emerging faster than ever, and they challenge us to respond not with fear, but with knowledge, unity, and innovation. And one woman is here who approaches everything with knowledge, unity, and innovation. She is the First Lady of Kwara State, an ambassador and a professor. Please join us as I welcome here, Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, Chairman of the Governors Forum, Spouses Forum, and the First Lady of Kwara State. Your Excellency, I welcome you.
Thank you very much to the MC for that lovely introduction. Good morning, everyone. And I'm very happy to see a lot of our young people here. I mean, I think a lot of the messages here today will resonate with you. We are called the mothers of the states, and you are the ones that we are normally talking to. Prince Lateef Olasunkami Fagbemi, SAN, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, representing the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar, Senator Kwara North, representing the Senate President, Senator Godswin Akpabio, our host and NDLEA chairman, His Excellency, some of you may not know, he's an ambassador colleague of mine. So I will say His Excellency Ambassador General, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, and his lovely wife, Hajia Munira Marwa, and the children here present. Mrs. Odunayo Sonia, ED MTN Foundation, representing the chair of the MTN Foundation, UNODC country representative, Sheikh Usman Toure, the EU, our royal fathers here present, representatives of the religious institutions, the diplomatic corps, my colleagues, Mandate Secretary for Health, we have the armed forces, and the representatives of the IGP, and all so many of you here present. Permit me to rest on the existing protocol. It was important for me to be here because the NDLEA chairman has been such a support to us First Ladies. We are usually the ones that are the chairpersons or the state coordinators or the matrons of the drug control committees in our various states. And it has been so heartwarming that General Marwa has been able to conduct for us a lot of workshops that have made us more aware of how we are to approach our duties. It is indeed an honor and a great pleasure for me to be part of the 2026 United Nations International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking commemorative event put together by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in collaboration with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, the European Union, and MTN. I wish to particularly express my profound appreciation to His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for his support for the NDLEA and unwavering commitment to the health, security, and well-being of all Nigerians, and by extension, Her Excellency, the First Lady. For all of you to know, we First Ladies also serve as the state coordinators of the First Lady's Renewed Hope Initiative. So I serve as the state coordinator and also the North Central coordinator of the Renewed Hope Initiative, where we work on all these issues. Also, I sincerely commend the executive chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, CON, and his entire team for their dedication, exemplary professionalism, and relentless efforts at making Nigeria a drug-free nation. The NDLEA's extraordinary commitment and tireless efforts have no doubt led to a remarkable reduction in the demand for illicit drugs within our borders. The ceaseless and successful efforts of the agency in intercepting and disrupting the illicit drug access from foreign countries into Nigeria are a testament to the resolute leadership it embodies. These efforts of the agency have no doubt lessened the burden of the economic and social consequences of drug abuse and illicit trafficking among our people, while also projecting Nigeria in a positive light among the Committee of Nations. Furthering this drive, Kwara State Government engaged in statewide community-based sensitization programs, drug testing policy for tertiary institutions, introduction of drug-free clubs in government-owned schools and colleges, made drug tests for job recruitment exercises in the state mandatory, and engaged with community and traditional institutions to deepen collaboration in ending the menace. While as the matron of the Kwara State Drug Control Committee, I work directly with the State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to take awareness and sensitization outreaches to markets, schools, and motor parks, dissuading the use of these destructive substances, and making sure there's support for rehabilitation and reintegration of users. These activities have in no small measure contributed to the significant reduction in the prevalence rate in the state. Conscious of these realities and having worked very closely with the NDLEA before now, the Nigeria Governor Spouses Forum, of which I am chair and which all First Ladies belong, included ending drug abuse in its thematic area of intervention to complement the efforts of government and the NDLEA in ensuring that the menace of drug abuse and illicit trafficking is eradicated from our communities. In the last 3 years, the agency and its partners have also taken members of the forum through workshops and training sessions on how we can best improve our capacity and interventions in combating this menace in our respective states, and the forum remains committed to fostering this partnership. The training has helped us as mothers of the states as we work with rehabilitation centers, and we even work with Trado rehabilitation centers. Members of the forum have also been able to step in and assist rehab centers and drug control committees with the relevant training and techniques learned from the workshops with the NDLEA. In the light of this, therefore, I enjoin stakeholders, government institutions, private sector organizations, development partners, civil society groups, the media, and our youth to strengthen collaboration and collective action to phase out drug abuse and illicit trafficking and build resilient communities where every young person is equipped with the knowledge, opportunities, and support necessary to reject drug abuse and illicit trafficking and realize their full potential in line with the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President and the Renewed Hope initiative of the First Lady. Once again, I commend and congratulate the NDLEA for the success of this year's week-long activities to commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. For those of you that follow my social media pages, you know that I commemorate all UN days, and today in particular, I've already put up a poster commemorating today. It is my sincere belief that collectively, we stand as a driving force in the shared pursuit of a nation where the grip and influence of illicit drugs hold no sway in our communities and dear nation. I thank you all for listening, and thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Can we put our hands together for her as she steps down? And we appreciate you. Thank you. While she was talking, I saw a white dove fly across. And I was thinking, what does this mean? For doves, when you see them somewhere, it means peace and purity. So this shows that God has a hand in what we are doing here today. I'd like to one more time recognize Barrister James Bala Ngilari, former governor of Adamawa State, an elder statesman indeed. Thank you for what you are doing for Nigeria. I'd like to welcome the representative of NAFDAC that is here for his goodwill message, Deputy Director Innocent Ashigabu. Innocent Ashigabu, NAFDAC. Okay. I welcome you.
Thank you. The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Senate President, ably represented by the Senator from Kwara, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, the Minister of Health, ably represented by the Director of Food and Drug, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, representatives of government agencies, development partners, healthcare professionals, members of the civil society organizations, industry stakeholders, the media, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol duly observed and respected. On behalf of the management and staff of the National Agency for Food and Drug, I'm pleased to join the global community in commemorating the 2006 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, popularly known as the World Drug Day. This year's theme, the world problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses are both timely and relevant. It reminds us that while significant efforts have been made to address the drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking, drug abuse and illicit use of drug continues to face evolving challenges that threaten public health and social stability, security and sustainable development. Drug abuse and the illicit traffic of narcotics, psychotropic substances, and controlled medicines remain major concerns globally and nationally. Beyond the devastating impacts on individuals and families, these challenges place enormous burdens on our healthcare system, weaken communities, contribute to crime and insecurity, and hinder socioeconomic progress. Today, we are confronted not only with long-standing challenges, but also emerging threats, as the Director General had outlined. This proliferation of synthetic drugs, the misuse of pharmaceutical products, growing sophistication of trafficking network, and the use of digital platforms to facilitate illicit and illegal drug trade requires new approach and stronger responses. These challenging dynamics underscores the need for innovation, intelligence-led regulation, strong surveillance systems, and enhanced public awareness and improved collaboration among all stakeholders. As Nigeria's foremost regulatory agency for medicines and controlled substances, NAFDAC remains committed to strengthening regulatory oversight, preventing diversion and misuse of controlled medicines, enhancing monitoring and enforcement mechanisms, and support access to medicines for legitimate medical and scientific purposes. We recognize that effective drug control must be balanced, evidence-based, centered on protecting public health, while addressing the root cause of drug misuse. Addressing the world drug problem is a shared responsibility. Government institutions, healthcare professionals, educational institutes, community leaders, civil society organizations and families, and young people all have important roles to play. Through coordinated actions, investments in prevention, early interventions, treatment and rehabilitation, research and innovative regulatory solutions will build healthier and safer communities. As we commemorate this important day, I urge all stakeholders to renew their commitment to tackling drug abuse and illicit trafficking through collaboration, innovation, and evidence-based intervention. Together, we can strengthen our collective response to both persistent and emerging challenges and create a future where individuals, families, and community can thrive, free from the harms associated with drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking. Thank you for your continued partnership and commitment to this cause. Professor Mojisola Adeye, DG NAFDAC, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to welcome and appreciate members of the NDLA Interactive Forum on X Space that are here. Let me also appreciate Dr. James Komolafe and his SABA team and Dr. Hasfa Adamubio. Let's put our hands together for them, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. There's a bit of interaction on this side of the hall. Can we have one room, please? Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our final goodwill message this morning will be coming from the National Assembly. Let me welcome, representing the Chairman, Committee on Drugs and Narcotics of the House of Representatives. Let me welcome here, Right Honorable Lanre Okwonla.
Permit me to stand on the already established protocol. On behalf of the Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I extend this warm goodwill message to Nigerians and our partners across governments, civil society, international communities, healthcare institutions, law enforcement agencies, youth organizations, and every stakeholders committed to fighting against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. As we commemorate the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, we are reminded that the substance of abuse and illicit drug trafficking continues to pose significant threat to public health, national security, economic development, and the well-being of our communities. This theme for this year, persisting issues, new challenges, and innovative responses, is apt, reflecting the evolving nature of drug menace and the urgent need for collaborative and evidence-based and forward-looking solutions. Nigerians, like many nations, face emerging challenges, including proliferations of synthesized drugs, abuse of prescription medication, organized transnational trafficking network, and increasing vulnerability of young people to substance uses. These challenges require innovative legislative framework, strengthening institutions and enhancing intelligence sharing, modern technology, and expanding rehabilitational services and sustained public education. The National Assembly remains committed to supporting laws, policies, and oversight initiatives that strengthens capacity building that are relevant to agencies, improve prevention strategies, and promote treatments and rehabilitation for such value chains. We believe that the effective response must balance enforcement with compassion by ensuring that individuals struggling with drug dependence on access to quality treatments, rehabilitation, and opportunity for reintegration into the society. We call on parents, educators, religious leaders, traditional leaders, community organizations, private sectors, the media to join hands in protecting our community, especially our youth, from these devastating consequences of drug abuse. As your representatives of the Nigerian people, we affirm our resolve to work closely with all stakeholders to build a safe, healthy, and drug-free Nigeria where every citizen, particularly our young ones, can realize their full potential. Together, through innovation, partnership, and sustained commitments, we can overcome the persistent challenge of drug abuse, illicit trafficking, and secure a brighter future for our great nation, Nigeria. Happy International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lanre Okwonla. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like the Honorable have just said here, drug abuse does not discriminate. It destroys without asking questions. Rich or poor, young or old, strong or weak, educated or uneducated. But hope also does not discriminate either. And so every young person who chooses to say no becomes a light in a dark world. Every parent who listens with understanding, every teacher who guides with patience, every friend who speaks up with courage, and every community that refuses to stay silent, together we become a force stronger than addiction. And one man understands this clearly is the representative of UNODC Nigeria, Sheikh Ousmane Traore, represented here at this event by Dr. Akanedomo Ibanga. Dr. Ibanga, please.
His Excellency Asiju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, represented here by the Attorney General, the President of the Senate, I must say, and from my own state, I'm no longer from Ghana, like most people say, ably represented here by the Chairman of the Senate Committee on Narcotics, Your Excellencies present, the Chairman, Commander-in-Chief, and NDLEA, Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa. I want to stand on all existing protocols that has been well established. I bring greetings from Usman Sheikh Toure, who happens to be ill at this moment, and so he would have been present himself to deliver this message. I want to deliver it on his behalf. He says, it is my distinct honor to join you today as we commemorate the International Day on Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, widely known as the World Drug Day. This year's theme, the world drug problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses, it speaks directly to the urgency and the complexity of the moment that we face. If you saw the film, you see that even though NDLA is putting in all these efforts, the amount of drugs they're seizing continues to increase. It speaks to a problem that persists. And with the innovations and the devices that the drug cartels are coming up with, it presents challenges. Having clandestine industries in the bush makes it hard to access. But innovative responses gives us hope. And so, despite the fact that there's an urgency and a complexity that it speaks to, it also gives us an opportunity. It presents a strategic opportunity for leadership, for reform, and for innovation. So, allow me to commend the government of Nigeria for its commitment to addressing the drug problem through a balanced and coordinated approach. The leadership of institutions such as the NDLEA, the Federal Ministry of Health, and other critical stakeholders demonstrates a growing recognition that effective drug control must integrate both supply, demand, and harm reduction, underpinned by evidence and respect for human rights. At UNODC, we are privileged to support these national efforts by advancing innovative evidence-based response that align with global standards and national priorities. Let us be clear, innovation doesn't always mean something new. Innovation means doing what we know how to do consistently, effectively, and to scale. If we can do this, we'll be cutting an edge in terms of the drug problem. At UNODC, we're supporting the institutionalization of a comprehensive prevention framework, and this is through the implementation of the Children's Amplified Prevention Services. We're helping to address the factors before they manifest into substance abuse. This is not just by implementing new prevention programs, but this is about building a system of prevention that is state-based and that is replicable. We are working with the government counterparts to scale up quality drug treatment and care services, so we're shifting the paradigm from fragmented interventions to integrated community-based systems that are accessible, that are affordable, and that they're grounded in evidence. We are strengthening strategic intelligence and data systems including the development of early warning mechanisms to detect emerging drug trends, particularly synthetic drugs, thereby enabling us to timely inform policy decisions. I'd like to, at this point, tell you that the second National Drug Use Survey will soon be out. We'll have the details, and this will help us to have a more targeted intervention and policy. In addition to this, MTN is working with us to conduct the first National Secondary School Drug Use Survey. With this, we'll be better able to intervene when it comes to our use and having programs that will best address the issues at that level. Furthermore, UNODC is leveraging digital innovations and capacity building platforms to enhance the effectiveness of frontline institutions, ensuring that law enforcement, healthcare providers, social services are equipped to respond to an increasingly complex drug environment. There was mention of the new forensic lab. There's mention of tools and equipment to assess the dark web. So this will provide us with the needed resources to work with this. MTN Foundation is digitalizing the Unplug Prevention Program, and this will help us bring it to scale in terms of training teachers that will be able to implement this program in schools. The effectiveness of these programs ultimately depends on sustained political will, on strategic investment, and stronger interagency coordination. The drug problem is not isolated. It intersects with youth unemployment, social vulnerabilities, organized crime, and a broader development challenge. Addressing it requires a whole of government and a whole of society approach. We recognize the invaluable contribution of the CSO communities, community leaders, religious leaders, and people with lived experience, whose voices are essential in shaping inclusive and effective responses. We are more and more building multi-sectorial collaboration as we are increasingly realizing that this response can only be effective when all of us are putting in our best. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the path forward requires sustaining commitment. It requires us to invest in and build prevention systems. It requires us to scale up treatment services to make options available to those who are suffering from drug use addiction. It requires us to strengthen law enforcement and to address the social determinants that make individuals and communities vulnerable to drug use and trafficking. Above all, it requires partnership. It requires a multi-sectoral response. Let me conclude by reaffirming UNODC's unwavering commitment to supporting the government of Nigeria in its critical endeavor. We stand ready to continue providing technical expertise, fostering partnerships, and promoting innovative solutions that respond to the realities on ground. As the chairman of NDLEA mentioned, we are fighting for our souls. Together, we can turn today's challenge into tomorrow's progress, building safer, healthier, and a more secure society for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our regards to Sheikh Usman Traore. Can we appreciate him, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, MTN Foundation launched the Anti-Substance Abuse Program, ASAP, to target those between the ages of 10 and 25. And one of the ways through which they were activating this was through school-based awareness campaigns, advocacy walks, teacher capacity building, and national stakeholder conferences. Before the chairman of the foundation speaks to us, we'll have a short video on what is happening with the anti-substance abuse program, ASAP. The video. Well, let me apologize for the short delay. Some technical hitches with some of the systems there. So while the technicians work hard to sort it out, probably we'll play it after her address. I'd like to welcome here the chairman of MTN Foundation, Dr. Mrs. Mosun Bello Olushoga, represented here by the executive director of the foundation, Mrs. Odwayo Sawyer.
Thank you very much. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice. Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, CON-OFR, the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Please permit me to align with already established protocols. I will be delivering a speech on behalf of Dr. Mosun Bello Olushoga, who is the chairman of the MTN Foundation. Every year on the 26th of June, we join the rest of the world to raise awareness, identify focus areas, and create practical solutions to curb the menace of substance abuse and trafficking across our country. This year, it is even more pertinent that we do so, hence the theme, World Drug Problem, Persisting Issues, New Challenges, and Innovative Responses. According to the NBS, the National Bureau of Statistics, over 60% of our population is under the age of 25, and that makes us, I think, the youngest country on the continent today. This is a significant advantage that our demographic strength can translate into national prosperity if deliberately and properly harnessed. Emerging evidence reinforces the urgent need in addressing this issue. Through our ongoing collaboration with the Office of the Vice President and in partnership with our technical partner, the UNODC, for the conduct of a national survey on drug use among secondary school students in Nigeria. We are developing a more data-driven understanding of substance use patterns among young Nigerians. Early insights confirm that substance abuse is not just a behavioral issue. It is a development risk with direct implications for education in terms of out-of-school children and long-term productivity of our youth workforce, which forms a large part of our demography. At MTN, we remain committed to youth development across the country. Our anti-substance abuse program, ASAP, propagates and raises awareness of substance abuse among youths through targeted sensitization campaigns and interventions in collaboration with the NDLEA and the UNODC. Launched in 2019, we have since reached millions of Nigerians, and we aim to do even more with our advocacy messages. From our experience over the years, awareness alone is not enough. Young people need not only to understand what to avoid, but clearly see what to embrace for a better future. This is why we have deliberately integrated ASAP with the MTN Skills Academy. While the ASAP platform provides education on substance abuse, the MTN Skills Academy provides access to digital skills, career pathways, and relevance in an increasingly digitized global economy. Our approach to tackling substance abuse at the MTN Foundation is a holistic one that not only educates our youths about the dangers of substance abuse, but actively positions and prepares them for tomorrow and beyond. As we continue to scale the war against substance abuse, we are strengthening the program delivery as the complexity of substance abuse challenge requires solutions that are not only well-intentioned, but intelligent, actionable, and sustainable. This year, we are taking the message directly to 50 public secondary schools across 10 states and the FCT, including Bayelsa, Cross River, Ebonyi, Ekiti, Enugu, Kano, Katsina, Kwara, Oyo, and Taraba states, reaching more than 20,000 students at a critical stage in their lives, where the right information can shape their future. We will be capacitating over 250 teachers to better support and guide the students. Beyond secondary schools, we are expanding our engagement across tertiary institutions, strengthening grassroots advocacy through our partnership with the NYSC and our continued support for the NDLEA's 24-hour toll-free psychosocial support helpline, ensuring that those who need help can access professional support when they need it the most. At the MTN Foundation, we believe that safeguarding the future of young Nigerians is a responsibility that we all share. This commitment is especially meaningful this year as MTN marks 25 years of connecting Nigerians, supporting communities, and growing alongside the nation. There is more to be done, and we are indeed on the right path. However, no single institution can address this challenge alone. Just as Henry Ford once said, coming together is the beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is indeed success. Progress in tackling this challenge requires an integrated, multi-sectoral ecosystem. Government, development partners, private sectors, CSOs, all working together. Our collaboration with the UNODC, particularly through the research, and our continued collaboration with the NDLEA reflects MTN's commitment to evidence-based collaborative strategies to prevent first-time substance use among secondary school and tertiary institution students. As we reflect today, the question before us is simple. How do we convert Nigeria's youth population into a driver of national prosperity? The answer lies in our deliberate, concerted, and collaborative efforts and investment in continued education, skills development, partnerships, and technological interventions for innovative solutions. Together, let us work to succeed in our task to raise awareness of the dangers of drug abuse and limit access to illegal substances to beat this menace that is fast ravaging our nation, Nigeria. I would like to express, the MTN Foundation would like to express our sincere gratitude to our technical partners, the NDLEA and the UNODC, and our media practitioners who continue to lend their voices to this cause and have contributed in no small way to our progress to date. Your dedication continues to make a real difference. And at this point, I'd like to commend every officer of the NDLEA. I pass through airports, I see them, and I don't fail to always encourage them. So please let me ask again that we give a round of applause to every officer of the NDLEA that is in the room and out there in the front lines, enabling that we save the soul of our country. Thank you. As we leave here today, let us remember that prevention is not just an investment in public health. It is an investment in every dream, every talent, and every possibility that lives within every young Nigerian. The future of Nigeria will be determined by the actions we take today to protect our youths. Thank you for listening, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
God bless you too. And God bless MTN Foundation for what you're doing. Thank you very much. Can we give her a round of applause that she can take to MTN Foundation when she goes home? Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for us to invite the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, represented here by Mrs. Oluwo Fowobi Yusuf Adiola MNI.
His Excellency, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation. The Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, ably represented, and the First Lady of the Kwara State. Please permit me to rest on other existing protocol already established. I'm Olufobi Yusuf Adiola, MNI. I will be taking the address on behalf of the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, CON. Good morning. I'm delighted to address this gathering as we mark the 2026 World Drug Day, officially known as International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, observed globally on the 26th of June every year. This year themes the world drug problem, persistent issues, new challenges, innovative responses. It's both timely and compelling. It reminds us that while the world continues to grapple with long-standing drug-related challenges, new threats are emerging at an unprecedented pace. These include the proliferation of synthetic drugs, as can be seen when the documentary was being run, the growing impact of substances use disorders on individuals, families, communities, and health systems. The team also challenges us to embrace innovation, strengthen partnership, and sustainable solutions that are responsive to the challenging nature of the drug problem. For Nigeria, drug abuse patterns are changing from predominantly cannabis and traditional substances to a more complex mix of synthetic drugs, prescription, misuse, and dangerous drug combinations. Several emerging trends are particularly concerning from public health and security perspective. The country has historically been a transit point for illicit drugs. However, recent discoveries of manufacturing laboratories and transnational criminal involvement suggest the country is increasingly becoming a production and distribution hub. Nigeria has made notable progress in expanding access to evidence-based treatment, services to persons affected by substance use disorders through the relevant department in collaboration with relevant stakeholders. The ministry continues to strengthen the national response through the establishment oversight of treatment and rehabilitation services across the country. Today, the ministry oversees and supports 11 treatment centers, providing specialized care and services for individuals living with substance use disorders. These centers are helping for individuals to bridge the treatment gap by providing professional care, psychological support, rehabilitation, and pathways to recovery and reintegration into the society. The Economic Community of West African States, through its Human Development and Social Affairs Department, plans to strengthen the capacity of the ministry through evidence-based data collection analysis to strengthen the Nigeria Epidemiology Network drug. As you are aware, the ministry, in collaboration with the Institute of Human Virology, Nigeria, IHVN, and with the support of the Global Fund, is implementing the National Medication-Assisted Treatment, MAT for short, a program as a key component to country's health response to opioid dependence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in line with this year's theme, Nigeria continues to adopt innovative, evidence-based approaches to treatment and management of substance disorders. While fighting this menace of drug and substance abuse, it is pertinent to mention Nigeria's duty to ensure adequate availability of controlled medicines for legitimate medical and scientific purposes, particularly for pain management, while still maintain robust safeguards against diversion and misuse. The 1961 Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs, as amended by 1972 Protocol and 1971 Convention in Psychotropic Substances, underscores the deliberate and action to balance availability for patients in pain, surgery, and palliative care. This is because access without control leads to diversion, while control without access depicts cruelty. Therefore, the ministry, through its Narcotic and Drug Abuse Division of the Department of Food and Drug Services, in collaboration with NAFDAC, aims to ensure that access and control are balanced so that the medicine can reach patients and yet stay out of illicit markets. A priority intervention area to address the emerging drug abuse and substance use trends in Nigeria is to integrate and strengthen all drug prevention, early detection, and treatment programs targeting adolescents and young adults. I wish to commend the efforts of all stakeholders toward addressing drug-related challenges in our country and emphasize on the urgent need for coordinated, evidence-based responses that prevent drug substances use, promote treatment and recovery, and strengthen community resilience. Government communities, healthcare providers, law enforcement agencies, civil society organizations, academia, parents, development partners, religious-based faith, or we are all into the correction. And to address these multifaceted challenges posed by drug use and illicit trafficking and community, national, regional, and global levels. This is to look at it that the solution lies on both government approach and all of society approach. As we commemorate this important day, I call upon all Nigerians to become advocates for prevention, treatment, and recovery, and hope. Let us support those struggling with drug and substance use disorders rather than stigmatize them. Let us create environments that promote healthy choices and resilience among our young people. Let us strengthen collaboration and not to work in silos, and the communities to address the root causes of drug use and disrupt illicit drug trafficking networks. We must invest in community-based interventions, improve treatment coverage, strengthen data systems, build workforce capacity, and promote research and innovation. Together, through innovative responses, evidence-based interventions, and collective actions, we can build a healthier, safer, and more resilient Nigeria and youth in particular. On this note, I wish all stakeholders a successful and impactful World Drug Day commemoration, and also want to appreciate the chairman of the NDLA. He has been an impactful leader. Till date, his name has been on the map and mouth of every Nigerian, especially Lagosians, where we have Marwa Garden till date. Father, you have been appreciated, and all the team, you are all appreciated for being in the front line, saving us, saving our youth from taking illicit drugs. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in evangelizing the drug problem, different formats are used. Speeches, like we've been doing all morning, poetry, drama, music. At this point, we'll be shifting to music and other creative means. And the guy who is coming to do it is one of my favorite creative minds in the country. I call him a total Nigerian, father from Akwa Ibom, mother from Abia State, and raised in Kano. He's a singer, sound engineer, actor, music producer, and an anti-drug abuse campaigner. Please join me as I welcome here David Jones David.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you, thank you. Addiction does not always begin in a dark alley. Sometimes it begins in ordinary places with ordinary decisions. And then it gradually takes control. The song I'm about to do is inspired by a message a young guy sent to me on Instagram. It tells a story of how a young guy struggles with addiction and then realizes that he needs help. The song is titled, Don't Judge Me. Somebody help me, I cannot sleep at night. As you see me, I never sleep for days. I know hungry from morning to night, but I look hungry when you look at my face. Cause I've been taking hard drugs, I've been keeping bad friends. My doctors check my vital organs, now I'm dying. I've been taking tramadol, taking molly and colos. Now I cannot do without it, so I'm dying. Yeah, somebody help me tell my mother. Yeah, somebody help me call my mother. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm only just a user. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm only just a user. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm just a helpless user. Somebody call my mama. Don't go low, I'm going gaga. I think I need a doctor. I have to go to rehab. I know they fit to eat. I know they fit to sleep. I swear I know they fit to shit. Cold day, I got to feel the heat. One lie, I don't die, they go, die, they go. I need a doctor. I need a rehab. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm only just a user. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm only just a user. Don't judge me, I'm addicted. Don't judge me, I'm a victim. Oh no, I'm not a loser. I'm just a helpless user. Somebody call my mama. Don't go low, I'm going gaga. I think I need a doctor. I have to go to rehab. I know they fit to eat. I know they fit to sleep. I swear I know they fit to shit. Cold day, I gotta feel the heat. One lie, I know they die, they go, die, they go. I need a doctor. I need a rehab. Thank you. Thank you. Many drug users, many people struggling with addiction, they don't need condemnation. What they need is intervention, help, support, love, and the courage to seek help before it's too late. Together, we can save our young ones. We can save our future. We can save our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, David Jones David, one of my favorite creative minds in Nigeria. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our lecture. And the woman that will be delivering it was Dean Faculty of Pharmacy, University of Ibadan. Her research is into drug formulation and delivery system, and she mentors a lot of women in science. Celebrating progress and inspiring collective action against drug abuse is the theme of our lecture. Please welcome Professor Oluwatoyin Odeku.
Thank you for that introduction. Your Excellency, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice of Nigeria, Prince Lateef Fagbemi. With utmost respect for the hosts and visionary leader, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, CON OFR, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Please permit me to acknowledge all protocols that have been duly established. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm indeed honored to be standing here before you this morning. Your Excellency, my keynote address, titled Celebrating Progress and Inspiring Collective Actions Against Drug Abuse, aligns with the 2026 UN World Drug Day theme. Despite the global efforts, the world drug problem continues to grow. Organized criminal networks keep adapting to global instability, and drug use has hit its historic heights. Yet, under the General Marwa-led NDLEA has proven one thing to us: progress is possible. NDLEA has shown that determined leadership and coordinated action deliver measurable results. First, let us celebrate, because celebration fuels courage. When NDLEA was re-energized in 2021, many thought the drug war was unwinnable. Today, the data tells a different story. We all saw the documentary. And therefore, we have reasons to celebrate. What are the real progress under NDLEA? Number one, NDLEA is seizing drugs in tons, not kilograms. Cartels that once operated with impunity are now facing justice. Just days ago, NDLEA arrested the cartel running an industrial-scale meth lab right here on Nigerian soil. The message to traffickers is clear: Nigeria is no longer a safe haven. The sacrifice of NDLEA officers on the front line at borders, airports, and highways is the progress celebrated today. Now, secondly, NDLEA took the fight beyond the courtroom. Through the war against drug abuse, WADA, NDLEA moved into schools, mosques, hospitals, social media, and so on. Children are being reached before the first puff. That is progress. Thirdly, NDLEA shifted from handcuffs to healing. For years, the conversation was only about arrests, and all we hear about those using drug, is that users were arrested. Today, it is about recovery. More counseling centers, more public conversations, less stigma. Drug users are now seen as people who need help, not just handcuffed. That too is progress. And fourthly, the world now trusts Nigeria's fight. Local and international agencies have renewed confidence in NDLEA's work against drugs. Trust is progress and proof that decisive actions attract global support. So yes, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, NDLEA has moved the needle. They have changed the story. This is the progress we celebrate today, and it is real. Drug abuse is more than law enforcement problem. It is a health, social, economic, and developmental crisis. Drug abuse steals lives, shatters families. I have seen so many families shattered. I have seen so many young people with high hopes whose hopes were dashed. It fuels crime, robs nations of their most important assets, which are the youths. So we must not celebrate and drop our guard. The enemy is evolving, and the challenging is changing faster than before. We now have new drugs and new routes. Synthetic drugs are the new threats. Unlike plant-based drugs, these can be cooked in small labs and tweaked chemically to become even far more potent. Meth, synthetic cannabinoids, and so on. The name keeps changing. The chemicals keep evolving. Traffickers move faster than the law. A substance that we never even heard about, that was off the radar 5 years ago, is now a crisis in our community. Secondly, for every ton of drugs seized at ports, a teenager is at risk at home, in school, and online. Peer pressure, stress, unemployment, and the urge to escape are pushing our youth towards drugs. For some of them, it is the urge to outperform others. For some of them, it is to gain boldness. Online markets have made access dangerously easy. And with more youth mixing multiple substances, overdoses are rising and treatments are getting more difficult. So the reality is this: progress is not the finish line, it is a checkpoint. And if we relax, we lose the gains we celebrate. These new challenges demand innovation, not more of doing the same thing, but coordinated, evidence-based, forward-looking actions. And so, in line with the theme, it calls for collective actions. It means every one of us has a role to play. NDLA cannot do it alone. You and you, every one of us, we have a role to play. So then, what is our collective action? The UN theme demands more than an applause. It is a demand on every one of us. A demand on every one of us to take up our role. It's a demand on every one of us to do what we can to stop this menace. To the government, fund prevention, rehabilitation with the same urgency we fund enforcement. Budget is about policy, and there should be budget for prevention. Because, like we say, prevention is better than cure, right? It's even cheaper. Every naira we invest in prevention today saves millions tomorrow in healthcare, rehabilitation, and justice costs. A strong NDLEA must be matched by strong hospitals and counseling centers. As for the barons running trafficking networks, there is the need to impose more severe penalties and confiscate all their assets. Crime must never pay, because it cannot pay for the damage that it's doing to our young people. To families, schools, and faith leaders, let us start the conversation early and keep it going. A talk about drugs at dinner table matters as much as a math homework. So as your child is doing the math homework or the English homework in the house, start the conversation early. let them recognize it. Let them recognize the symptoms. Because I've seen so many young people lured into drugs, not because they are not aware, but it came subtly. Imagine someone mixing drugs with spices, or mixing drugs with the tea, and the students, they'll say, oh, take this tea, it will enhance, you'll be able to read for longer hours, and they get hooked. It's as simple as that. So let us start the conversation early. Your child's first no to drugs should come from you. Parents must build homes rooted in values and open talk. There should be open talk about drugs. Schools must equip our children with the knowledge and the resilience to resist. One thing we keep telling our children is that when you take drugs, you will run mad. But that's not the whole story. There is a student that, had that belief, but he saw his colleagues taking cannabis, and they were doing well in school. So, he concluded that what his parents told him was myth, that they didn't really understand. Unfortunately, he got hooked, and his story is different. So we should give a balanced teaching about drugs. To media and creatives, you shape the culture, you shape mindset, you shape the minds of our young people. Stop glamorizing drug use in music, film, and skits. There are some movies you watch, and from beginning to the end is about drugs. And of course, the people do not appear as if they have lost their mind. So it looks natural, it looks normal. Please, let us stop glamorizing it. Use the same influence to normalize sobriety, hard work, and purpose. Let us show that hard work pays, sobriety pays. To every one of us, every citizen, report, don't conceal. I'm sure what we saw in the documentary with all the arrests and the cartel deep in the bush is because of the intelligence gathering. If we see and we look away, you don't know whether your child is going to be the next victim. So let us speak out. When you see something, please say something. Don't keep quiet. It is something that it's a responsibility we all must take. Don't look away. Don't say it does not concern me. Years ago, when I was working in the community pharmacy, there was a particular businessman, everyone knew him. He used to revalidate, when drugs expire, he would just change the expiry dates. And at that time, typhoid fever was like an epidemic in Nigeria, and there were so many cases of infections. By the way, I was working in the north. And so this man was well known for that. He will revalidate, and people had already, the council, the regulatory agency, and they were on his back, but we all knew he was still doing it. But his daughter, that was schooling in another university, had typhoid fever. And he bought, then the first line drug was chloramphenicol capsule. And she was given chloramphenicol capsule. Lo and behold, it didn't work. Before they know it, she had perforated typhoid. Before they know it, she lost her life. And the thing he said was that, so this thing can affect me. So he didn't know it was coming back to him. So please, every one of us, we have a collective responsibility. When you see something, say something. Now, NDLEA's toll-free lines exist because of you. In conclusion, Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Let this 2026 World Day, Drug Day, be no more than speeches and souvenirs. Let it be the day we each answer, what is my action? What do I do? How do I help? NDLEA and partners have shown courage against cartels. And I think the NDLEA officers really deserve another round of applause. For the first time, we didn't know so much drugs existed in Nigeria. And each time seizures are made, you can see I don't want to say innovations, the way drugs are concealed. Each day it's evolving, and it's really mind-blowing. For NDL officers to put their lives at the front line, for them to say no, because of course, we all know there are financial incentives, there are financial gains, but they have managed to say no to those. That shows that they are committed to it. They have put themselves out. And the chairman has given all his weight to support that. Please, let us also show the same courage. We must show courage in our homes, in our schools and communities. Enforcement alone will not win this war. The future depends on innovation, education, science, and compassion. And this is our collective fight. So today, let us commit to communities where prevention beats temptation, treatment beats stigma, and hope beats addiction. When we celebrate progress and demand actions, we do not just mark a day, we save a generation. And I believe that together we can build a healthier, safer, and more drug-resilient Nigeria. Thank you very much, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Deku. She delivered it like a professor and like a mother. Let's put our hands together one more time for this amazing woman. I love your last line. Let's make sure prevention beats temptation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me invite now the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, His Excellency Senator Goswill Obotakpabio GCON, represented here by the Vice Chairman of the Senate Committee on Drugs. Please welcome here Distinguished Senator Sadiq Suleiman Umar.
Your Excellency, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister for Justice, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, SAN. The Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, and his lovely wife. Chairperson, Nigeria's Governors Spouses Forum, Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdurazak, our own. Representative of the international partners, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to adopt the comprehensive protocol earlier established by the chairman of NDLEA. because he's the one that knows everybody that is here. Distinguished guests, it is my honor to join the global community today in commemorating the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. This year's theme, the world drug problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses, is apt. And indeed, it reminds us of a hard truth that we have to invest aggressively in prevention. Also, drug abuse is no longer a distant threat. It is destroying homes across this nation. From cannabis sativa to tramadol, codeine, and a lot, our youth are being harvested by addiction, and our streets are being flooded by illicit trafficking. As lawmakers, we recognize the first thing to do is to make prevention a core of our laws. Hence, our focus in the 10th Senate will be on prevention. We must invest in our schools, our families, and our communities. We must fund treatment and rehabilitation, not just detention. A child saved from addiction is a future builder of Nigeria. Secondly, we have to disrupt trafficking and drug cartels. Our borders, our ports, and our airports needs all concerned to work together with National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The Senate Committee is working to strengthen laws, increase interagency cooperation, and ensure that those who profit from misery of others face the full weight of the law. To our youth, your future is worth more than a high that lasts for a moment, but ruins you for the rest of your life. To our parents, teachers, religious leaders, traditional leaders, you are the first line of defense. Speak early and speak often. We shall reform all old laws to match present reality. We must punch or repeal outdated provisions in the NDLEA Act and other statutes that no longer reflect current science, public health, or social realities. Old laws with vague definitions and mandatory minimums are being weaponized by bad actors in law enforcement to extort and punish citizens unfairly in some cases. Therefore, as we amend our drug laws, we must insert clear safeguards, define quantities, prosecutorial discretion, and strict oversight enforcement powers. The goal is to punish the cartel, rehabilitate the addict, and protect the patient and the community. To the executive and our partners at the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, World Health Organization, and civil society, the Senate stands ready at all times to pass every legislation appropriate. On this day, let us move beyond statements. Let us invest in prevention, protect our communities, and prosecute traffickers. For every Nigerian whose life has been broken by drugs, let this be the year we choose a different path. Lastly, let me thank Mr. President for his continuous support for this fight, as earlier alluded to by the chairman of NDLEA. Thank you, Mr. President. The supervisory ministry, Honorable Minister, thank you very much for listening to NDLEA like the chairman have said. However, ladies and gentlemen, from the team, world drug problem, there are persistent issues. And I beg to say that these issues will continue to persist, provided drugs can get millions of dollars in some people's pockets. And as long as they do that, new challenges will be emerging. And in these emerging new challenges, we are left with only one option. What is this? It is, like the team said, to have an innovative response. Honorable Minister, sir, to do this, we need a lot of money. And the envelope that NDLA brings to the National Assembly every year is too slim. It needs to get fatter. The envelope needs to get fatter. And I say this before because, on a serious note, look, the only way we can have innovative responses to match these people, we have to be steps ahead of them. How do we get steps ahead of them? We need NDLA from leadership and the officers to be properly remunerated. We need NDLA and of the officers to be well trained. They need to be happy. They have to be more courageous. And to do that, it costs a lot of money, Honorable Minister, sir. NDLA cannot respond innovatively and be steps ahead of the criminals if you don't have the requisite equipments. If you don't have the appropriate technology, this costs a lot of money. Honorable Minister, sir, we need money to be able to be ahead of these people. Why? Like the chairman said earlier, an individual trafficker has $60 million. Others have far more than that. So, how can individuals that we want to fight have money more than our annual budget for an institution that should fight? Honorable Minister, sir, I hope the next budget that NDLA is going to be bringing for us, the envelope, will be very, very fat so that we start the journey. Thank you very much.
Well, because the distinguished senator has recommended a fatter envelope, let's make his applause also very fat. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before our special guest of honor presents the prizes to those who won the annual essay competition and then deliver his presidential address, let me welcome the secretary of the agency, an astute lawyer, a sound mind, Barrister Shadrach Haruna, to do a vote of thanks. Barrister Shadrach Haruna, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of the Federation, ably represented here this afternoon by Prince Lateef Olasukomi, SAN, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation. Mr. Chairman, sir, I am the privileged officer to give this vote of thanks on behalf of the agency and the Chairman, Chief Executive of NDLA. On behalf of the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the management and staff of the agency, I have the singular honor and privilege to deliver this vote of thanks at the conclusion of this memorable commemoration of 2026 World Drug Day. First and foremost, We express our deepest appreciation to His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is our special guest of honor, ably represented here today by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Prince Lateef Olasunkami Fagbemi, SAN, for graciously finding time from his demanding national responsibility to be with us today, here today. Indeed, the minister was supposed to travel, but because of this occasion, he had to scale it down to be here with us this afternoon. Thank you so much. Your presence indeed underscores the unwavering commitment of the federal government to the fight against drug abuse, illicit drug trafficking, and organized crime, as well as the protection of health, security, and future of our nation. We are also profoundly grateful to distinguished Senate President, who is ably represented here today by the distinguished senator who had just given his speech. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. We also want to recognize and thank the Honorable Minister of Health, ably represented here this afternoon, Minister of Finance, who was also represented by the Permanent Secretary, and Minister of Women Affairs. Our sincere appreciation also goes to the country representative of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and the entire UN family for their enduring partnership and technical support and commitment to advancing the global and national effort towards drug-free society. We also want to thank Her Excellency, the First Lady of Kwara State, for being here this afternoon. She is indeed a great partner to NDLA, and she had led the spouses of Nigerian Governors Forum to work closely with NDLA in the fight against drug abuse. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. We also want to acknowledge with gratitude the presence of the members of the Diplomatic Corps, development partners, representatives of international organizations, our donor agencies, heads of government agencies, NAPTIP, immigration, and so many others, including the military and road safety corps that are here this afternoon, civil society organizations, captains of industry, religious leaders, royal fathers. We thank you for coming. Your collaboration continues to enrich and strengthen our collective resolve and responses to the world drug problem. And at this point, too, we also want to thank our distinguished guest speaker, Professor Oluwatoyin Odeku, whose insightful and thought-provoking presentation has enriched the understanding of the challenges before us and inspired new commitment to prevention, treatment, rehabilitation, and sustainable solutions. We want to thank you. To our vibrant students whose cause we are here this afternoon, we also want to thank you, and our youth corpers. It is because of you we are here this afternoon. For your enthusiasm and participation, we thank you. You represent the future of our nations and remain central to our efforts in building a healthy, productive, and drug-free society. We also extend our appreciation to our partners in the media for your continued support in amplifying the message against substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking. Your role in public education, advocacy, and awareness creation remains invaluable. We want to thank you so much. To all our stakeholders, numerous for us to mention here this afternoon, and all those who have come to grace this occasion, we want to thank you for being here. You are the reason why NDLA is succeeding, and we thank you. I want to give you a heavy applause for what you have been doing. Thank you so much. Finally, join me to also express our profound appreciation to the Chairman, Chief Executive, his amiable wife, who has continued to support him in his visionary leadership of NDLA, and a member of his families who are also here in number to support him this afternoon. We thank you for coming, and we thank you for the support you are giving to the Chairman. Thank you so much for what you are doing. We also, as we depart from here, this is not the end of it. We have heard that when you see something, say something, and it will be sorted. So you have to see something and say something for NDLA to work. So may we all remain committed to the ideals and objectives of the World Drug Day. Let us continue to work together as we depart from here this afternoon and see how we can collaboratively work against the use of drugs, the trafficking of drugs, which is ravaging the whole society. And let us work innovatively together to dismantle drug trade, prevent drug abuse, and support recovery, as well as strengthen families and safeguard future generations. I want to thank you all. For those I have not mentioned here, you are also very important, because for you to be here this afternoon is because you believe the cause of what we are doing and because you support the work we are doing. To MTN Foundation, I've not forgotten, your invaluable support, the advocacy is well recognized, and thank you so much for what you're doing. The work we had on Saturday was really insightful and very educative. We move around the whole parks, motor park, tipper parks, and schools. And for the universities that collaborated with us, thank you so much. I know some of you are here this afternoon. We want to thank you. And to all our partners who are here, we thank you so much for what you have done. So God bless you, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Good. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the climax of our event. Let me respectfully invite here the Chairman CEO of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, to please step to the stage, and he'll be leading our special guest of honor, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented here by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Honorable Minister of Justice. The two of them will be standing here to present the prizes to the winners of the annual NDLEA essay competition. I welcome you, Your Excellency. We have three of the competitors NDLEA Inter-Secondary School essay competition. Our third position is Chiagoziem Ikechukwu, Memshak Academy, Mbosi Isialangwa, North Abia State. That's the young lady that came third. Oh, yeah, walk like a soldier. All the way from Isialangwa in Abia State. Second position, Aliu Kama, General Murtala Muhammad College, Yola, Adamawa State. Okay, so Chia Goziem in third position is collecting 200,000 naira. Aliu Kama, General Murtala Muhammad College, Yola, Adamawa State. And Aliu, with his tie, will be taking 300,000 naira for coming second in the inter-secondary school essay competition. Can we bring it down a little bit? Can we bring it down? Thank you. And then the Ogakpatakpata of them all, the number one, Ikpemachi Jennifer, Federal Government College, Enugu. Ikpemachi has 500,000 naira as prize money and the trophy. Now we can have every other person, the other winners, third and second, to join so that we can have a group photograph. We must also appreciate the teachers that taught these children. Let's put our hands together for the teachers. Without them, these children would not be. Thank you. So you will step down. We also put our hands together for the chairman, as I now invite our special guest of honor, let's have his thank you.
The Senate President, Barrister Chief Godwin Akpabio, GCON, ably represented by distinguished Senator Sadiq Sulaiman Umar, Vice Chairman, Senate Committee on Drugs, and Senator from Kwara State. Your Excellency, the Executive Chairman of NDLA, retired Brigadier General Muhammad Buba Marwa, and your jewel of inestimable value, Hajia Munirat Buba Marwa, your children, your grandchildren, other members of your family. The Professor, Ambassador, Chairperson of Governors Spouses Forum, Professor Abdul Razak. I want to save the other ones, call it selfishness. People will know. Abdul Razak, I know you bear other names. Members of the international community, development partners, our dear guest lecturer, your Royal Highnesses, students here present, all invited guests, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm. I observe that Mr. Young has been appreciating and recognizing others. I also recognize you, Young. From the 80s to the 20s, you still look young, true to your name. It is with great honor. First of all, let me say that when the chairman of the NDLA came here, he said, oh, the supervising minister. I am not here as your supervising minister. I'm here because somebody who is also supervising me has asked me to come. And that is our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. It is with great honor that I join you today to commemorate the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Drug Trafficking. This occasion reminds us of our shared responsibility to confront one of humanity's most persistent challenges, the global drug problem. As a nation, we reaffirm our commitment to safeguarding the health, dignity, and future of our people through collective action, compassion, and innovation. This year's theme, the world's drug problem, persisting issues, new challenges, innovative responses, could not be more relevant. It reminds us that while significant strides have been made in addressing the world drug problem, the challenge continues to evolve in ways that demand vigilance, adaptability, and innovation. In Nigeria, we recognize far-reaching consequences of drug abuse and illicit trafficking. These consequences extend far beyond the individual users, impacting families, schools, workplaces, and entire communities. They diminish productivity, place additional pressure on healthcare and social systems, contribute to criminality and insecurity, and deny many of our youths the opportunity to realize their full potentials. Indeed, this crisis extends far beyond individual suffering. The illicit drug trade finances terrorism, corruption, and organized crimes, threatening the very foundations of our democracy and development aspirations. When we allow drug trafficking networks to flourish, we inadvertently provide resources to those who seek to destabilize our society and undermine the progress we have worked so hard to achieve. Yet, while the challenges are real and daunting, so too is our determination to overcome them. As a nation, we reaffirm our unwavering commitment to safeguarding the health, dignity, and future of our people by rejecting the scourge of drug abuse and dismantling the networks of illicit trafficking that threaten peace, security, and development across the world. Under my administration's renewed hope agenda, we have elevated the fight against drug abuse to the platform of national security and public health priority. We recognize that sustainable development cannot be achieved while millions of our citizens remain trapped in the cycle of substance abuse. This is why we have mobilized all instruments of state power, from law enforcement to healthcare, from education to social services, in pursuit of this critical objective. This year's campaign highlights an important truth. Meaningful progress is possible when governments, international organizations, civil society, communities, and citizens work together. No single institution can solve the world drug problem alone. Success depends on collective action and shared responsibility. It is this understanding that guides our comprehensive approach, bringing together all stakeholders in a united front against this menace. One of the most effective ways to confront this challenge is through prevention. We must continue to invest in evidence-based strategic prevention programs that address the vulnerability that place individuals, particularly young people, at risk of drug use and criminal exploitation. These can be achieved by strengthening families, empowering schools, supporting communities, and equipping young people with the knowledge, value, and life skills needed to make informed decisions. Let me assure you that the current administration remains committed to creating an environment in which young Nigerians can thrive and succeed. Through Renewed Hope Agenda, we are expanding access to education, promoting skills development, supporting entrepreneurship, creating employment opportunities, and implementing social interventions that address some of the underlying factors that make individuals vulnerable to substance abuse and criminal recruitment. At the same time, we recognize that reducing demand must be matched by decisive action to disrupt supply. This requires stronger border management, enhanced surveillance, of ports, airports, seaports, and land crossings, improved intelligence gathering, and closer collaboration among national, regional, and international law enforcement agencies. Criminal organizations operate across borders, and our response must be equally coordinated and effective. We acknowledge the fact that science, technology, and reliable data have become indispensable tools in this effort. Effective policies must be guided by evidence, not assumption. We must continue to strengthen our capacity to collect, analyze, and apply data so that emerging trends are identified early, interventions are properly evaluated, and strategic decisions are informed by facts. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as illicit drug trade continues to evolve, our ability to detect and identify drugs and precursor chemicals must evolve as well. Strengthening forensic laboratories, enhancing technological capabilities, and supporting scientific research will remain essential if we are to stay ahead of emerging threats. Our criminal justice system will continue to receive the support it needs to deal effectively with drug-related crimes. Law enforcement officers, investigators, prosecutors, and the court all have important roles to play in ensuring that criminal organizations are disrupted and offenders are held accountable under the law. However, enforcement alone is not enough. Prevention is also key. We must never lose sight of the human dimension of this challenge. Substance use disorder is a health condition that requires care, treatment, rehabilitation, and long-term support. Those struggling with addiction should be encouraged to seek help without fear of stigma or discrimination. Recovery is possible, and every individual on that journey deserves dignity, compassion, and an opportunity to rebuild their life. This is a fitting occasion for me to convey my strong commendation to the officers, men, and leadership of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency under the able leadership of our indefatigable Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, CON, OFR. I wish to particularly highlight the remarkable strides made by the agency in terms of increased arrests and seizures, successful convictions, multi-billion naira forfeitures, extensive rehabilitation and advocacy campaigns, as well as dismantling organized drug cartels and trafficking networks, including but not limited to the one behind the largest methamphetamine laboratory in Nigeria. This achievement stands as a testament to our administration's zero tolerance for organized crime and an unwavering commitment to safeguarding society from the devastating effect of narcotics. However, as commendable as these achievements are, government cannot win the battle alone. The complexity and scope of the drug problem demands that every segment of our society plays an active role. We call on parents and families to provide loving homes, moral guidance, and open communications, on our educational institutions to strengthen drug prevention, education, and character development, on religious and traditional leaders to continue using their influence to discourage substance abuse while supporting those in recovery, on the media to raise awareness responsibly and avoid glamorizing drug use, and on the private sector to partner with government through job creation, prevention initiatives, and support for treatment and rehabilitation programs. Together, through collective action, and shared responsibility, we can protect our youth, strengthen our communities, and secure a healthier and safer future for our dear country, Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, in this spirit of partnership, I also wish to extend my deepest gratitude to all the stakeholders and our esteemed international development partners for their support to this mission. In particular, I acknowledge the unwavering support of the civil society organizations and the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, UNODC, whose steadfast commitment has greatly strengthened our national policies and actions in the fight against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Your tireless contributions and dedication have been instrumental in advancing our collective efforts towards a drug-free society, demonstrating that when we work together across borders and sectors, no challenge is insurmountable. As we celebrate our achievements in this noble cause, let us look ahead with renewed determination. The task before us is not merely to sustain progress, but to envision and build a future where every community is free from the scourge of drugs, where our youths can thrive in health and dignity, and where our nation stands as a beacon of resilience and hope. This vision, ambitious as it may seem, is within our reach if we maintain our unity of purpose and unwavering commitment to this cause. Together, with unity of purpose and shared resolve, let us strengthen our resolve to build a society free from the scourge of drug abuse and trafficking. I commend the organizers of this event, and it is my fervent hope that today's reflections will inspire renewed collaboration and bold strategies that secure a safer, healthier, and more prosperous Nigeria for generations to come. I want to thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to the innovative and developmental outcomes from these commemorations. Thank you. But that's not all. I have delivered Mr. President's message word for word, and I want to urge the National Assembly to up the envelope.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, represented by the Attorney General of the Federation. Can we have a presidential round of applause, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, let's be seated, please. Let's be seated. We'll have a series of photographs, about 9 in total. The first one will involve the chairman of NDLEA, our special guest of honor, the First Lady of Kwara State, UNODC, the rep of the Senate President, and MTN Foundation. Mr. Femi Babafemi will organize us here. The first photograph, chairman, special guest of honor, Kwara State First Lady, UNODC, rep of the Senate President, and MTN Foundation. Mr. Chairman, sir, please. Your Excellency, the wife of the chairman, please join us. All right, so that's the first photograph. UNODC, MTN Foundation can leave us now. Thank you. And Senate President, you can leave us. Yes. Yes. Now the next one, special guest of honor, NDLA chairman and wife, his children, the chairman of the children of the chairman, international partners, members of diplomatic corps, international partners, members of the diplomatic corps. All right, so you can leave us. The chairman remains, special guest of honor remains, first lady remains. Let me invite, please, can we bring this down a bit? I'm shouting. Thank you. Reps of service chiefs, the service chiefs that are here, heads of security agencies and MDAs that are here, representatives of the honorable ministers that are here, PAMSECs, this is the time. Okay, thank you. Now the security agencies can come down, heads of MDAs can come down, but the chairman of NDLEA, First Lady, and our special guest of honor will remain. Let me invite our traditional and religious leaders, our royal fathers that are here, and religious leaders. As soon as we are finishing this, agency secretary and NDLEA directors, get ready. As soon as this, our royal and religious leaders are off, agency secretary and directors of NDLEA, get ready. Thank you very much, our royal fathers. Now, agency secretary and directors of NDLEA, it's your turn. Agency Secretary and Directors of NDLEA, it's your turn. While they are doing this, the agency secretary and NDLA directors can come down now. Let me invite NYC members to join the group. NYC members. And students. Professor Odeku, we forgot, sorry, Prof. Let me invite IMC and SPC members. Are the youth corpers here? Oh yeah, come up. The whole hall is here. Okay. IMC, SPC members. Can you take Okay, NYC, thank you very much. NYC, thank you. NYC, thank you. As the NYC people are coming down, X-Space speakers, and Sabbath team. Okay. Some of the other photographs will continue. Let's formally end this event The band, you've been amazing. You've been wonderful. Thank you. Can we close with the national anthem, please? The national anthem, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Johnny Mensah has a goal. Thank you very much.